Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Discord and Harmony, and we're back with another Overwatch video today.
Yeah, what's going on?
So, we wanted to talk about, since the season starts tomorrow, the new season, we want to talk about Bastion. And, the.
This new update.
Yeah, because I'm not sure if they said exactly if they're putting all these changes that they've been made that are currently on the PTR, if they're updating it when they start the new season. But I just want to talk about basically what the changes are and how we think it'll affect the game if he does come into play. So,
Right, so some of his changes are what he's a little faster in recon mode, right?
yeah, I actually have all them pulled up, so I'll say them real quick. So when he's in the sentry mode, his deploy time is decreased. His bullet spread is increased, making it harder for him to hit. His bullet spread always is at maximum, so it comes out at maximum. The magazine
What does
size.
that mean? Like maximum damage?
No, like think about whenever you shoot with soldier, it starts out like close and then it spreads more.
Okay.
It starts out
Yeah.
spreaded to the maximum.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. It's like a shotgun. Almost.
Yeah, the bullets. I already said that. The magazine size is increased from 200 to 300, which was 200 already took forever to go through a whole round. His headshot multiplier has been removed, so you can't get headshots with it, and it no longer does critical damage. So that's it for the sentry mode. Then there's for recon mode, the bullet spread is decreased by 25%, and the magazine size is increased from 20 to 25, basically making recon a lot better. The tank mode when he's ulting doesn't have an armor bonus anymore. The self prepare can be used while moving, and now it's now bound to secondary fire. I'm not sure exactly what that means.
It's also uninterrupted, right?
Yeah, it's instead of it being an ability, it's like his secondary fire, his heal. And it's not interrupted when he takes damage. And it works like D.Va's defense matrix, basically, but it's healing.
Yeah.
And then he has a new passive, which is Ironclad, which means he takes 35% less damage when he's in Sentry or tank mode.
Jeez.
So they're changing him a lot. And I want to just...
So does that armor buff really even matter? Or the armor nerf really even matter for the tank mode if he has the Ironclad?
No, I think that's why they took it out, was to make it basically the same. But basically what I want to talk about is how often do you think we're going to see Bastions now? Because it used to be you'd only see him as like a surprise at the end of a game or like a last-ditch effort, or you would see him on like Eichenwald defense where you're just trying to go for maximum cheese.
The first point.
Yeah.
I think we might see him boom a bit, kind of like how we saw Soldier just explode.
Yeah.
From what those buffs sound like, he seems kind of just like a robot soldier in a way in recon mode, maybe even a stronger soldier.
Yeah.
I'm a little nervous for what's to come, honestly, because he sounds pretty strong.
Yeah. See, I personally didn't think Bastion needed a change at all to begin with. I think he has the ability to be really strong, but he's just really situational. And I think it's fine to have characters. I think the thing Overwatch, they're trying to make it so everybody can be picked in every situation, which is a cool idea. But at the end of the day, they just need more characters to have a character for each situation. I feel like.
Isn't that the point of Overwatch, though? Is that any comp works?
Yeah, not any comp works. I don't think that's the point. I think the point...
That's the point of the hero structure, is that this hero is possible to work.
Right. I think it's not that any comp can work. It's that if you have certain characters, you have to build a comp around them. Like we can't just have everybody picking random characters and have it work. There has to be some strategy that you have to use synergies and you have to make it make sense. And I feel like this new Bastion change is gonna almost make him put on every composition.
See, I agree with you that I didn't think originally he needed a change. When I saw that Bastion was getting buffed, I wasn't necessarily mad until, or I wasn't even really nervous until I saw what they were doing. It's like they used the word buff and they took it all the way. They're changing him completely almost.
Yeah, I think that these changes would have been a lot better if they didn't give him this ironclad ability. I think the ironclad is really what's going to take him over the edge. Because before, his biggest weakness wasn't that he was unable to survive in recon mode. Or not recon mode, tank. What am I? Sentry mode.
Sentry
Thank
mode.
you. Because in sentry mode, he was actually, that's his strongest mode. It was his recon mode that was bad. And so
Yeah.
you would just, the only time you were ever in recon mode was to just find a better position for sentry mode.
Right.
And by giving him this buff they gave him more health, or not health, they gave him more ammo, and they gave him self-repair while taking damage, and they give him the ironclad.
And moving.
Yeah, and moving, but I'm talking about the sentry specifically.
Oh.
And giving him ironclad, even though they increased the spread, and they took away the headshots, I feel like he's even, like, the biggest issue with him is he's so hard to kill in his sentry before, and now I feel like they're making that even more so the case.
Yeah.
And to me, it's just not fun to play characters that are just sitting there, and it's also not fun to play against turrets. I don't like turrets in video games. I guess is what I'm trying to get at. You never saw me on Halo playing Halo, getting in the turret on the back of the Warhog or up on the map shooting people. I never found that a fun strategy, even if it does work.
Yeah, I agree. The turret mode just seems a little, cheesy.
Exactly. It's too easy to just spam.
Well, it's also a liability because you're so easy to kill almost. Like, I personally, I don't necessarily agree with the idea that his sentry mode was hard to kill. It was maybe just hard to get to. Um, if you had the option to attack his turret mode, he was pretty easy to take down. But
The thing,
with the new Ironclad ability, that's going to be twice as hard, and he's already hard to get to or to find an opening to kill. So he's going to be practically invincible.
exactly, like, it's him on his own is not that bad. But usually, if you have a Bastion, you also have a Mercy sitting on his ass. You also
Yep.
have a Reinhardt standing in front of him, and
Yep.
sometimes you have even like a McCree or something behind him if you try to go behind him.
Guarding him.
Yeah, and so he's like that's what made him so hard to kill. And if you try to come attack him head on, he has the ammunition and the firepower to just take you out.
See, I personally, I liked the idea that they're trying to make his recon mode better because it really was truly useless. And I think improving his recon mode makes it a little easier for everyone because then you might not necessarily find him in his turret mode. He might be trying to go soldier and trying to picking people off instead of even being in turret mode.
Yeah.
The problem is they turned it up.
Yeah.
They didn't just. I think what they could have done is maybe just sped him up a bit. Maybe I don't think the healing while moving is going to be that big of a deal.
Yeah, I think that's fine. I think the healing while moving is actually a good change, and I think his recon mode being stronger is a good change too. I think he needed both of those buffs.
Yeah.
I just think they should have left turret mode the same or made it even a little bit worse.
Exactly. I don't think they needed to. And yeah, I feel like they're trying to disguise it by lowering the spread and taking out headshots. But I've seen a little bit of gameplay of him on the PTR, and he's killing it.
Yeah, and from what I've seen, if he's nano boosted, he just doesn't. He's not killable unless you have literally all 6 of your team attacking him at the same time. I just don't see a way to kill him.
I mean, in a sense, even better defense than anything. Like,
Yeah, like
you're distracting the whole team.
it's
That's powerful.
yeah, like it seemed like him in turret mode being nano boosted would be stronger than him in tank mode being boosted, which is his ultimate.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that doesn't make sense.
yeah, it's I don't know. I'm nervous for what's to come. I'm hoping we don't see a Bastion on every team because I love where the meta ended at season 4, and I'm hoping it stays as close to what it is as possible right now.
Yeah. Um, you've been talking about these dive comps and how it's molding a little more in that direction, and I'm honestly excited for that because that seems high energy and fun and fast.
Yeah,
And I don't. While I love a 45-minute game, I'm okay with a quick 10-minute. And it seems like the dive comps will do that.
yeah. Well, it'll even just make it less spamming into a choke and more. You have to strategize and plan your attack.
Yeah.
But Bastion is the spam into the choke king. Or at least it sounds like he will be.
Yeah, it seemed like this past season was just all about breaking the choke, and I'd be interested to see, a season or some meta where there's not as much choke action.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. I mean,
Maybe a little more playing on the point.
yeah. Well, I think the choke exists in the game for a reason. It's supposed to be kind of like an obstacle to. It's kind of like you got to break your way into the castle. The hard part is
Yeah,
getting in. And then once you're there, it's a different story. But yeah,
I just feel like with less tanks around and more dive comps, the choke is going to be broken faster and not as much of a waste the whole game on one choke
yeah.
thing kind of thing. That's at least what I'm hoping for.
So who do you, if Bastion does go through, which characters do you think are going to get pushed out of the meta?
I'd be interested to see how Soldier plays because if Bastion is what he claims to be, I mean, Bastion could take out a Pharah. In recon mode, Bastion could play behind the Reinhardt. Bastion could be on the high ground, walking around, healing himself.
Right. So does the fact that Soldier can heal his team, but Bastion can only heal himself, does that give Soldier any extra viability? Do we think, or the ability to sprint? Do we think his abilities still trump them, or do we think they're
I think
different? Or what do you think?
they're definitely different. I think Soldier, he's definitely more of a team player,
Yeah.
but getting those eliminations way fast and just staying alive. And the thing is, I don't necessarily know if because these changes, the concept of Bastion will change. Like,
Yeah.
I think the team will still play around a Bastion. The Mercy will still be pocket him or whatever. So the fact that Bastion can just tank, stay alive a little longer, and just keep getting those eliminations, I think he might be, a good alternative to a DPS player.
Yeah. See, I also think he's gonna do a little bit of pushing Soldier out of the meta, but I don't necessarily if he's gonna take him all the way out.
Yeah.
But I also think he's gonna. I don't think he's gonna need a mercy on him all the time, since he can switch modes and heal himself. So I think Mercy might be seen a little bit less, even though she hasn't really been seen much. But I just don't think she's
Yeah.
going to be seen running with Bastion as often.
Yeah.
And then I also think that's just another threat to shoot down a Pharah. Because before, Pharah had a pretty good matchup against Bastion. And she still might at range. I'm not really sure. But since he can just pop up and run away a lot easier, and then heal himself as he's running away, I don't see her countering him as well as she used to.
Well, yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Like, the reason she was so strong against him is because he would be looking somewhere else in turret mode, not able to even defend against her, and she'd just fly up and just blast him.
Well, and the Pharah is really hard to kill at range, but it's also really hard for her to hit her shots because they're projectiles. But with Bastion, it's always been easy for her to still hit her shots at range because he's not moving. But if he hits one to the face, and he can easily just pop up and leave before the next one gets there, then I don't think that'll be the case anymore.
Yeah.
But since his spread on his turret is less or is more, he's not really going to be able to kill her at range as easily.
Yeah.
So it might be a wash. I don't really know, but his recon mode will definitely be easier at killing her.
Yeah, see, when I picture the future of this Bastion patch, I picture a lot of recon play.
Yeah.
I kind of don't even really consider the turret mode as much. Maybe like we were talking about at a choke point, but like you said, the spread on recon mode's decreased. It's just going to be easier to take a fair out of the sky.
Yeah.
He has more. He has the same amount of bullets that Soldier does now.
See, I'd have to play them obviously, but
yeah.
In my head, I'm still seeing Soldier as being stronger than Bastion in recon mode because of a couple things.
Yeah.
One, he can sprint. Two,
yeah.
he can. Well, actually, I'm not sure if I don't know if Bastion can attack while he's healing.
I would assume not.
I don't think he can, but Soldier can. Yeah. Soldier can just plop it down and then keep attacking.
That's true.
And Soldier has a much smaller hitbox. He's much skinnier than Bastion.
It's harder to hit.
Yeah. And so I think that in its own will make him stronger than Bastion in recon, but because Bastion has both options, I think is where we're gonna run into is he better or not.
Gets a little tricky.
Yeah.
I don't know for sure, but this Bastion he has a little more attack power, doesn't he? He's a little stronger per bullet.
I don't remember reading anything about that. Do you mean his Sentry or recon?
His recon. Do you think it's stronger per bullet than Soldiers? I know that they have the same amount of bullets. If he gets 25.
It doesn't say, and I don't know. I'd have to do testing on that. I really have no idea.
Yeah. Some videos I've seen in the PTR of Bastion. Well, it was actually in the training videos on dummies. Bastion in recon mode hitting the even headshots on the dummies, and their damage went down quick.
Their health bars.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it should be interesting.
Yeah.
I'm excited for season 4, but I'm not excited about the Bastion changes. My hope is that they listen to feedback from the community who's actually playing the PTR, which isn't us because we have PS4. But and I'm hoping that the community is telling them that he needs more changes before he goes live. Because from what I've seen, it doesn't look like it's going to be. It looks like it's going to make the game less fun. And that's
because he just owns.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, that's the point of the game is to have fun. You don't want it to be less fun.
Yeah, so. I completely agree with that. I have faith in Blizzard. They've been very successful in their game making.
That's true.
Over time, and
yeah, I think if he does come out broken, I think it won't take long before he's fixed. So
yeah, they're all about fixing the broken players. So yeah, okay with it.
All right.
All right. Well, should we call?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't, and let us know down in the comments what you guys think about Bastion going live, or if it's already live by the time you're seeing this. What you guys think? Should they take him down? Should they make more changes? And we'll probably make a follow-up video to this after we've played it live to tell you what we think.
Absolutely.
So
follow us on Twitter, by the way.
Yep.
That's at Discord, the letter N, Harmony.
Yep, that'll be in the description. Yep. So have a good day, guys, and we'll see you next time.
Later.
Alex likes dicks and fingers in his nostrils.
Jesus.